Do you know what I'm really tired of? Men f***ing with me. I separated from an 18-year marriage in my early 40s. I'm 50 now. And the few men that I've dated, they were so undecisive. And the games they play, seriously, man, you're in your late 40s, almost 50, don't around. Like, seriously, don't play games. It's getting so annoying. I'm so tired of this shit. I would have expected it to be easier as I got older. Men, stop around with women, okay? Be honest, because you know what? TikTok, you're getting older too.
Welcome to the S.Banks&JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S.Banks, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Jay from the JD Network.
Okay, cool. Now, we're reacting to two clips that were sent to us. And it's funny, man. We've put this podcast as modern women being independent, lonely, and miserable. Now, that comes down to poor choices, feminism, the isms, and just believing that they have options. Now, in my opinion, some may disagree, but women treat men as if they are expendable and you can just replace them like they were nothing. And women wait until they get, let me say, the later part of their life before they start to realize, you know what? I need to get my ish together.
Yep.
And I think that these older women, they hit the wall because the wall is real. Make no mistake in that.
They hit the wall.
So the wall is real, and because they're miserable, they don't advise the younger women that this is the fate that's for you when you get to my age. And I think that's effed up, and I think it's also unfair. But you have women around, you know, they go around and be like, oh, sisterly code. But what code is there if your elders ain't even giving you the heads up? If there's dangers, if there's a danger if you're driving and there's a danger on the road, but someone's already seen that danger and they ain't telling you, they just want you to run into that madness. That's bad mind. That's bad mind. You know what I mean? But women stay holding that code for various reasons. And I just think it's jacked up. But again, as I said, we have two clips for you. Do you want to say anything before we play the first clip, or should we just jump in, play the clip, because we don't want to keep the audience in suspense?
Let's jump in and play that clip.
Okay, cool. What we do, we're going to play clip number 1. It's all on the same subject, and we're going to come back and we're going to have that conversation. So without further delay, here's clip number 1.
Hey, TikTok, if you want to see the adventures of a 55-year-old woman in the dating world, and I'm getting a brand new kitten later today to play with the kitty I already have, follow me. Just hit that follow button because it's going to be very entertaining.
Last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that.
Dating as a woman in your 50s is not for the meek. Today, I went on a date with a man, age 54, who informed me 5 minutes into the date that he really wished that brothels were still legal, that it would be much easier to just go there than to have to go through all this trouble of having to be nice to a woman and take her on a date and pay for her dinner and buy her a bunch of crap and then get nothing in return. Big surprise, you're still single, bub.
Sex with a 50-year-old woman is much like sex with a 21-year-old, except it's less likely to turn into child support payments.
Do you know what I'm really tired of? Men f***ing with me. I separated from an 18-year marriage in my early 40s. I'm 50 now. And the few men that I've dated, they were so undecisive. And the games they play, seriously, man, you're in your late 40s, almost 50, don't around. Like, seriously, don't play games. It's getting so annoying. I'm so tired of this shit. I would have expected it to be easier as I got older. Men, stop around with women, okay? Be honest, because you know what? TikTok, you're getting older too, you know?
Okay, that was the end of those clips. First thing I gotta say is,
oh, now she wants to cash out.
That's a real appropriate.
like, I don't feel sorry for women like that. Like the one of the ladies, that was a collection, by the way, of clips, right? And one of those women, the older women we're talking about, she cashed out in her early 40s and she thought the grass was greener. And come to realize it wasn't what she thought it was. And now she's saying that guys are effing her about.
Mm-hmm.
What did you expect?
Exactly. Well, I don't understand what she was thinking of.
It was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
listen, I can't get over this part.
Yeah.
One of the women said,
mm-hmm.
sex with a 50-year-old is much like sex with a 21-year-old.
I don't know about that.
When has that happened? Now, personally, I have never heard a man say that. I've never heard a man say that. She said it, so I'm going to take it as this is most likely a lie. But I've never heard that before. Have you heard that before from a man to say that 50-year-old coochie is pretty much the same as 21-year-old coochie?
Okay, I don't know about that, if I'm honest with you. A 50-year-old woman being the equivalent to a 21-year-old woman. No. Don't get me wrong. There's some older women, more mature women that scrub up clean. Mm-hmm. Bodies are still banging. Mm-hmm. But you're 50. And no disrespect to that. But you can't compare yourself to... You can't compare 21-year-old you to 41-year-old you or 51-year-old you. It's not the same thing. Because if that's the case, then there's no point you aging. What's the point in men dating younger women if the older women still have the same parts mm-hmm. and the same velocity that he needs? So I hear her as far as, yeah, you can let a nut go, you can get one off. And yes, I heard the saying coochie's coochie, but there's 50-year-old coochie and there's 21-year-old coochie. So
I've heard men say that an older woman's coochie has a different texture to a younger woman's coochie. And the texture is not that great.
I just say, people put in the comments, guys, because this is not for the women, guys only. Now, if you've dated if you're a younger guy and you've dated an older woman, and did the coochie feel the same as the younger women? So when you smashed the older woman, did the coochie feel the same as the younger woman? And I want you to put in the comments and be honest. No one doesn't need to know who you are. Like, speak your mind, innit? Feel free. But it's not the same. But she does have a point as far as pregnancy, you know, because older women go through their menopause and they're not having kids anymore. So you're not going to go through child support somewhat, because some older women can still have babies. I'm not saying you can't, but you know,
you can, but you know, the younger ones can have more children and
they're more fertile and stuff.
Yeah. You know,
and less complications as well.
Yeah, that as well. So when she's talking about child support payments, first of all, it's your mentality, because not all younger women think like that. They don't take their boyfriend or ex or whoever, baby daddy, to child support. So not everyone does that. But, you know, it is what it is. She's saying it's less likely. I think she's saying it's less likely because they're less likely to have children.
Why do you think older women make poor decisions? What do you think some of the underlying issues are.
I think older women do that to see if they've still got it.
Are you saying they date any man or just younger men, like the whole cougar thing? Is that what you're saying? Or
Some of them will date younger and some of them will date both. I guess it depends on the person. Some won't date younger. They'll date within age range. So around their age or older.
But isn't that the formula to their decline? As in, you're dating guys that's not age appropriate, and sometimes hurt people attract hurt people. So in saying that, that could lead or segue into the women making poor choices and having the outcomes that they don't want. Because when, say for example, you've come out of a relationship and you've been in one a certain amount of time, and you don't know how to be single because you're always in relationships, and you just will take anybody for the sake of being in a relationship, but you're hurt, and then hurt people attract hurt people. So the guy that you get, he might be in pain for whatever his situation may be, and then as soon as you both or one of you take therapy, or you somewhat come out of that situation, that pain that you're in, and the other one is still there, you feel like, oh, we've grown apart because you're in different situations. So I think that definitely plays a role, because I'm not necessarily targeting those particular women. I'm going to speak. It's a conversation. I'm bringing it to a whole 360. But I think hurt people attract hurt people as well. And some of those women, if they look, they're the common denominator. If you've had 10 relationships, you're the common denominator. So if you figure out why you can't keep and maintain a man, then the issue sometimes, more than often, let's be realistic, it's you.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like that person, whether it's a man or a woman, they need to figure out why that woman keeps cheating on them, why that man won't stay.
Yeah.
So that's just my thing on that, you know.
Yes. Well, to the older ladies, one of the ladies in the clip, she was talking about, she was in, I believe you said it actually, she was in a long-term
relationship.
Well, she was married.
Yeah.
And then she divorced at in her early 40s. And now she's 50.
And that was a big...
Well, it wasn't smart now, was it?
But women believe they have options.
I know.
That's what the problem is.
You may believe you have options, but okay, you've cashed out. I thought that was the ending goal. You got married. You've caught your guy. You went fishing.
I hear you, right?
Caught your guy.
I hear you. You're speaking from anecdotal experiences, right? But what I'm saying is that I think women today think like individuals. They don't see the union between man and woman. Even if you look at relationships from a business perspective, if you make 50 grand or average earning in the UK, but you get a guy that earns 50 grand, this means your finances that's coming into that household is 50 grand more. So if you get 50 grand and he gets 60 grand, then it's 110.
Yeah.
But you feel like I'm an individual and you don't see things for what it really is from a business perspective. By you, like society is built for couples. That's why they're putting all these, the government's putting all these schemes together that work for couples. You can get a house, the right to buy, blah, blah, blah. But they know on a single income that one person can't do it.
Yeah.
So if you're together, one person can put money aside for the bills, and then the other person can put money aside for your retirement.
Yeah.
So even from a finance, a business perspective, they're not even seeing that logic.
No, they don't go as far as that. I don't think they go as far as that. I think nowadays it's just a thing of you find someone, smash and move on.
That's because women can be selfish and their feelings come first, but they feel how they feel in that moment. That can change.
Yeah.
So how they feel today changes tomorrow. And then it affects the outcome years later, because just like that woman, let's touch on that again. She left her husband in her early 40s and she thought the grass is greener. When she got into from her early 40s up until this day.
She's having problems.
Exactly. So she's just jacked her own self up.
Yeah.
She's the architect of her own dysfunction, of her own chaos.
Yeah.
And now she wants people to feel sorry for her.
Preach. Preach. Personally, I thought it was a silly move, because your 40s, you may still feel young, but you're kind of getting on, not to be rude, you know.
Nah, we call it how we see it, man. It's not about being rude, it's about being as honest and realistic, innit?
I think she done the wrong move there, because you're married. You, like I said, you went fishing, you caught the guy, you got married. I don't know if they got children together, I don't know, but you got married, you've caught your man, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was the ending goal. Yeah. Right. So you got that, you accomplished that, but then you thought, oh, I'm bored or whatever you're thinking. Let me just jump back on the carousel wheel, see what's out there.
Yeah.
And you ended up with nothing. So from being divorced in your early 40s,
the divorcee,
you're 50. You're 50 years old.
Yeah.
Still can't find no man from your early 40s. You should have stayed with your husband.
That
should have stayed with your husband.
That's a great point. And it's funny enough, it segues me into one of my points. Women practice options all day. And throughout life, they have all these options and these plethora of guys. But then by doing that, you can't pair bond, right? You can't connect with men. But when you do connect with men, it's negative energies, and there's so much different entities that you've dealt with. Yeah. So whenever you do meet a guy that's a good dude, a man of substance, you can't connect with him because your energy is just jacked up. And a lot of people haven't taken therapy. And through me watching those clips, that's what I'm seeing in pretty much all of those women.
Yeah, we've spoken about that many times before.
And we're going to keep doing it.
We've spoken about the connection and you being able to pair bond. And I think what a lot of women don't realize, or some may and don't care, and some maybe not, they don't realize, they didn't know. When you keep having multiple partners, sexual partners, you later on you start to struggle pair bonding with men.
But don't you think that that's where the older women that have lived that, they should show the youngers that, yo, this is what is to expect?
Can I say this?
Or the likely, because everyone's different, but it's the likely outcome.
The olders, to you olders, you're supposed to teach the youngers. So that's your daughters, your granddaughters, your nieces,
the younger females.
Yes, you're supposed to teach them the game. You're supposed to teach them. You've already lived it, right? You've made mistakes. You've done things right. You've done things wrong. You teach the youngers, this is what I did wrong.
Yeah.
So don't do this. Do this instead. Right? They don't do that. Do you know why?
Tell us
why. A lot of the time.
Well, I think I know why, but I'll let you say it.
This is my fault.
Yeah.
Because the older women of today are in competition with the younger ones. So they're in competition with their daughters. They're in competition with their grandchildren. They're in competition with them. So they're not going to teach you what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
They know full well that's what they're supposed to do, but they're not going to teach you because they're trying to get the same men you are getting.
Even though they know them men are just going to smash and cut. But
even if they probably won't even do that, but you know, delusion.
Well, do you remember that show? I put in my notes. The Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Was it the 3 women or the 4 older women?
Golden Girls. I think it was 3 women.
It's 3 women, right?
I think so.
Put in the comments, correct me. But I do remember the show partially, right? The older women, Golden Girls. Kind of reminds me of Sex and the City. Right?
And Girlfriends.
Yeah, but let's talk about Golden Girls. Old women, right? Golden Girls, the remix. So that's what these older women are trying to get these younger women to be.
Yeah. But do you know what's sad about that, right? The older women, they know what the end result is. But they don't care to teach the youngers, don't do this, because they know what the outcome is. So what is our title? Let's go back, right? They're independent, lonely, and miserable.
But being independent's all good, but make sure you have that financial status when it's time to retire. And there's nothing wrong with being independent. That's up to you. It depends on your lifestyle, how you want to live. I'm not saying all women need to be with someone, but I'm just saying how society is built is for couples. So if you get with a man, there's no point having the philosophy of these women. It's about being interdependent, right? But again, what you put in is not what you're getting out, and now you're crying, and now it's a whole Golden Girls situation remix. But in me saying that, let's play clip number 2, and then we can dive a little bit deeper into the conversation. So without further delay, here's clip number 2.
It's Friday night, and the only one that I'm in bed with has a tail. I literally have no reason to be crying right now, but like, this boy messaged me saying he started talking to another girl, and he was like, basically said like, I don't want to talk to you anymore, like I just want to let you know. And I'm like, I kind of already knew, but like it still hurts. But he told me he didn't want a relationship, so like why the fuck am I upset about it? But I think the thing that I'm upset about is like, boys never pick me. I'm never the one that they want to have a relationship with. Because literally, I always talk to boys, and then they get in a relationship, like, not that long after. Like, you want a relationship, you just don't want it with me. And that hurts.
It's Saturday night. I'm home. My house is clean. It smells good. I smell good. I made dinner. I'm here chilling. I got the music on. Where is my man at?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I repeat, do not download any dating apps. We're all the same. You're thinking it's fall, and how cute would it be to be doing fall things with some guy? Well, guess what? That guy on Tinder is not going to text you and say, let's go pumpkin picking. Doesn't that sound cute? He will, however, text you after the bar at 3 a.m. and say, are you up? Can I come over? What are you doing?
So I do not understand men. I don't. Talked for 2 whole weeks to go on a date tonight, ghosted. And here I am on a Sunday night about to give a relationship advice when I'm single. But I will say, ghosting, there's no reason for it. Like, from a woman's standpoint, just come out and say it.
I want to know, if I showed up to our date wearing this, what would you do? What would you do?
I am so f***ing sick of trying to date in this generation. Let me tell you about the lovely time I've had this last week with Tinder and a Tinder boy. So, about a week ago, right, matched with this really cute guy on Tinder. I messaged him, I was like, you seem really cool. He was like, only one way to find out, hang out with me. I was like, all right. He was like, what's your snap? Gave him my snap. We talked for the full week. He was really sweet. He asked me to go to like a park to walk around and talk and like get to know each other better. That was going to be our first date. It was for last night. Everything was going great. Like we confirmed the date the night before, and then day of, he left me undelivered all day and then canceled at the time of, with no apology or really explanation other than he said, I f***ed up. My family has plans. And I've been undelivered since, and that was 6 p.m. last night. So I'm going to move into the woods. I'm going to move into the woods, and I'm going to live in a hut, and I'm going to grow berries, and I'm going to have a tiny little chicken, and I'm not going to have to talk to anyone ever again.
She just asked me if one of my good friends got married, and I said, no, but he's engaged. And what did you say?
I said, well, then there's still hope, because I love him, and I think he'd be wonderful for you. And you know who I'm talking about, you out there.
I'm sick and tired of getting myself cute, doing my makeup, get told we're gonna meet, get told we're gonna go on a date, and then it never happening. I haven't gotten past the texting phase. I have 27 guys that have matched with me that I've never met in person. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Am I not cute enough? I update pictures weekly so that I'm not catfishing anybody. I'm 32, I'm in the Air Force, I own my own house, I have my life together. It's not good enough? Am I not cute enough? Please, TikTok, tell me, am I cute enough? Is it in my head? Am I really not pretty?
Okay, that was the end of those clips. And I didn't interrupt that because I wanted the listeners and the viewers to hear those women's stories without interruption.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear these things every day. It's the norm now. And I don't take any joy in listening or hearing that or their pain.
Mm-hmm.
But
can I start there?
Yeah, feel free.
I just want to say this. I honestly think that a lot of women, they're just kind of getting a taste of their own medicine.
Explain
now,
that.
I say that to say this. Okay, let's be honest, ladies, right?
Yeah.
A lot of men have hollered at you.
Yes.
They've hollered at you, they've asked you on dates or to just link up sort of thing, chill out with each other, whatever it may be. But they've offered you to come out somewhere with them. And a lot of women have just lied, straight out lied. Oh, I was washing my hair, that's why I couldn't come out. Or they didn't turn up, they just ghosted him and gave no explanation as to why they've ghosted him, even though he's waiting out there like an idiot, waiting for you. He's not an idiot, but I'm saying he's waiting for you and you haven't come, and he's just standing there probably calling, texting you where you at, right? Or a lot of women like to play games, mess him around. Or there's lots of things. My last one, or you actually, okay, a guy asks you on a date or to meet up.
Yeah.
You say yes or whatever. Then you get hollered at the next guy, and then you choose him over that guy, even though you promised to meet up with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And you go on linkage or whatever with the other guy, and you left that one and ghosted him. So when I hear these stories, being a female, a part of me is like, oh, but that's just me being a female. I'm kind of mushy person. But the other side is like, women ghost men, and let's be honest, right? A lot of women did take the piss. Some women, they take the piss with men, and then now that the woman
now it's the flip side of that coin.
The tables have turned, right? And as you heard, they don't like it.
So as they say, the nice guy finishes last. So the men that women typically have in their friend zone is typically guys that they could have got with, and they were more than suitable for those women.
They were suitable.
And then they wait until they're old, and then they say,
oh, now she wants to cash out.
Exactly that. And I'm sorry, but that to me sounds like you're just getting a taster of your own medicine. Because I'm sure if women was to be real, they would say that I've ghosted a certain amount of guys, or I did some of the things I suggested.
That were viable men.
Exactly. But I'm saying, say there wasn't viable for a second, right? You've ghosted guys, told guys lies or whatever as to why you can't meet. You've promised them you can meet up or whatever, and you don't. So then when it's now, you can clearly see the tables have turned, right?
Yeah.
Men they can't be bothered to go on dates with you no more. Hence why all these women are saying the same thing.
Well, you got women nowadays talking about men take me on a date and boopsing man for breakfast, lunch or dinner. And
you see,
for me, I can't tell you the last time I've actually seen a woman that's even been in a feminine frame. I'm talking a fully divine feminine woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if women say they want certain kinds of men, but those men that they want, you don't even know what those men want.
Yeah.
And those internal values that men want in women, you're not even that. But then you want the outcomes of a masculine dude and him to be the lead. And you want the whole traditional thing of a family. But then you view being submissive as slavery.
Yeah.
and then you wonder why you get these kind of outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It is true, sadly.
When a man's vetting you for long term, he's looking at the internal values that you have. How are you with child rearing?
Mm-hmm.
How are you as a woman? Are you loyal? Can a man infiltrate the thing easy? Get the box, if whoever don't know what I mean. Simple things that women just overlook. Women more time come to the table with masculine traits.
Yeah.
You're not trying to date a man, you're trying to date a woman. Facts. This is facts. So they say, I've got a career, I've got a job, I make such and such money, like the girl said in the video. I've got a house, I've got blah blah blah. Men is thinking, can you cook? Are you attentive?
Yeah.
Are you peaceful? Are you humble? The simple things.
Men don't care if you've bought your house or not.
It's not like, okay, if a woman has lots of money, so it's not like I can spend it. And if I spend it, I'm going to kind of feel a certain way.
That's crazy. It is crazy because say the woman makes like 6 figures or whatever. Men don't care about that because he's thinking, oh, that money ain't going to be spent on me, or I don't have access to that money.
Women that make 6 figures, to make those, it's only a certain percentage of women that make that kind of money, right? So to make that kind of P, you need to be in a certain masculine frame that men, because men make that money more than women. So to get that kind of money, you have to be competing with men, and it makes you masculine. But men don't care about your P, how feminine you are. A lot of women is coming to the game and you're overweight. And then you're overvaluing yourself. You're an average woman. Most people are average. You're overvaluing yourself and you're compensating by saying, I've got a degree. Like to say, man's going to walk around and say, oh my God, you see the degree on that? Jeez. Women got the game backwards.
They do. Ladies, men don't care about your degree. Okay, they will see it more as you've stuck to something. You've stuck to something and you've accomplished that. That's good. But other than that, they don't care about your degree. They care about, like you said, if they're feminine, if you can cook, clean, and people will be like, oh, is that all women can do? Yeah, just cook, clean or whatever. That's what men want.
But
if you want a man, I suggest you learn to do those things.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Society has coerced women into this fake reality.
Yeah. Disney World.
Yeah, women have this whole delusional concept and they don't really understand what men really want, because how they view men is from they have contempt for a lot of men, and men are disposable. But you're not getting the outcomes that you want because society is putting batteries in your back and you're not seeing the reality and the outcome and the future. Whereas even those older women that we spoke about before, they know the future.
Yeah. Already lived it.
Exactly. And they ain't showing you. So you got to learn for yourself. So it's a great thing that platforms like this exist to kind of, those women that are kind of questioning things and saying, you know what, something ain't right here. When they hear this, they're thinking, you know what, let me do a little bit more research. Let me think a little bit more deeper, because men are very simple to please. But a lot of women think, oh, I just offer him the box, no substance. And then you wonder why he just uses you for the box.
Well, a lot of women put themselves out as that.
Yeah.
You dress what you're offering. Okay, I saw a post, I think it was on Instagram, and the woman, it was a white lady, and she was basically saying, oh, it may have been TikTok. She was basically saying, what can I bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? She turned around and stood in a certain position, right?
Yeah,
to where the booty is sticking out, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, I bring all of this to the table.
So basically nothing then.
She brings her body. You bring your body to the table. This is what I don't get about women, right? You bring your body to the table.
Yeah.
A man comes along, uses you for your body because that's what was on offer.
Yeah.
You said, if a man was to ask you, what do you bring to the table? And you turn around like that and stick out your bum yourself. This is what I bring to the table.
Vogue.
And then
she vogues.
And then
she posts and then brings that onto the table.
No, she did bring something to the table. She offered her bodies on the table.
Listen, I ain't got a problem with that.
When the man uses what you've offered, because you offered it, right? Don't forget that, ladies. You offered it. You offered your body up on that table. And a man comes and takes that offer. He's like, okay, sure, I'll take that offer.
Yeah.
And then say he don't really want nothing more past that. You get angry. Are you kidding me?
But also saying that, what about women's unrealistic expectations and this crazy criteria that they've got? That is it. This is an alien. Where's the aliens at? Because the men that they want, are they aliens? Do they exist? They got some mad criteria, and you have women the same age as these women saying, "Oh, some of them will say this: I'm not ready to settle down yet," or "You need to be 6 foot. He needs to be this. He needs to be that."
Wasn't there a woman that was like 70 or something like that, and she said she's not ready to settle down?
Soon.
She'll settle down soon.
So
okay,
they're ready to cash out. God knows when.
I'm not even making it a joke as in haha funny, because I don't even find it funny. I don't find it funny like that. It may come across that way, but I don't.
Yeah.
I find it sad because you have these expectations, like you said, right? And then you expect men to give you certain things and you're being unrealistic. It's like a man is not going to do that. If you know men, the men are not going to do certain things that women are asking for. And a lot of women, they get this image in the head of how they want their man to be, but they're not real. And I've actually, there's a woman again on social media, right? Because I don't know why a lot of you women like to film yourself saying ridiculous things.
And by the way, we're generalizing, so we're not speaking about all women.
No,
just to clarify.
Yes, and she was basically saying that she's been kind of dreaming about a certain man.
Yeah.
And how they want a man to be. But she then admitted, I don't think he existed.
Yeah, he doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. And for me, women today, they're liberated, but they're the most unhappy. They're the most unhappy women in history, despite having so much, all this freedom, right? And the reason why they're having problems in pair bonding, getting men to stay long term, is because they value external things that men don't want. And these are things of what's the word? Let's call it the lost value, right? So things that don't make sense, or men don't value, or people don't value in general, those women are saying, like, money, materialism, they're disloyal, but you want the man to be internal and traditional. But you're not. That's a recipe for disaster.
Well, yeah.
It's a no-brainer, but common sense ain't common.
That's true.
That's my point. A lot of women, oh, have you got the bag? Have you this? Have you that? All external. Why do you think men can't even stay to get married? What, so you could take half my ish?
And you done nothing to contribute to that.
Man, get the out of here.
You done nothing to contribute to that money, but you want to take half of it. So then when men say you're a gold digger, you want to be like,
yeah,
what? How dare you call me a gold digger? You didn't contribute to it. You just want to take it.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
what else you got on it?
Next thing I would like to talk about is dating apps. Now, some of the women in the clip mentioned dating apps.
They did.
To me, dating apps is just about beating. Getting your leg over.
Yeah.
Shagging. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's many names for it. But that's what I think dating apps are for. Also, using social media.
Well, maybe people use them for the wrong reasons, but I agree with you. I think dating apps for men, from the perspective of men, I believe in going in the game, meeting women cold turkey on the street, raw, 4K footage.
Raw, yeah?
Like we're shooting now. But I think when you have dating sites, men don't get rejection. So then they develop a soft skin. So then when they meet a woman and the woman's like, no, they go, oh my days. Because they haven't developed that tough skin as men are merit based. So I think dating sites don't really help men. And I think it gives women too many options.
Yeah. It gives women too many options.
Yeah.
But also, you get a lot of simps on social media and dating sites gassing up girls' heads. Some girls, okay, most women are average, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be telling these average women, nah, man, you're 10 out of 10, you're 9 out of 10, gassing up their head. And then they walk around thinking, yeah, man, I'm a 9 out of 10, I'm a 10 out of 10, have that attitude. And then when they meet other men and they
That is very true what you said, and I agree, right? But let's look at that concept like this. Have you heard of the term the village idiot?
Yeah.
The village idiot is now global by using the internet.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. So the village idiot is now gone global. He's gone worldwide. That's what's happened. So when you're referring to simps and gassing girls up, it's just the village idiot that's gone global.
Yes, but the problem is that those girls believe what's been said. They know deep down. Hold on. They believe what's been said, right?
Yeah.
They know deep down that it's not true, but they run with it. So they can say, their argument can be, this guy said I'm a 9 out of 10. I'm the shit, right?
Yeah.
And then other men, they meet other men.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? You're average at best.
That's true. But for me, if those women want to sip that Kool-Aid, right, that's up to them. But then soon they're not going to get the outcomes that they want, and they're going to be suing life for malpractice, even though they made poor choices in men. And
then end up like the women in the clip. The younger generation and the older generation.
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
A recipe for disaster.
It is.
Options, dating sites, feminism, it all plays a role.
It does.
Yeah.
Boy.
Listen, the courts are going to be filled up for malpractice. Don't be suing life because you made poor decisions. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's very true. I want to go back to the elder women for a second.
Yeah.
I put in my notes, why do some women from the elder generation think that dating in their 50s would be the same when you were in your 20s?
Because they believe the grass was greener.
Fair enough. But let's go back to the clip.
I don't mean it's true, but yeah.
Let's go straight back to the clip.
Yeah.
What happened in the clip? Let me remind you in case you forgot. The lady was married. She cashed out. She divorced her husband.
She won.
That's my point. She divorced her husband in her early 40s. She's now in her 50s and can't find no man. So if that's what you want to do, then be my guest. But I also put this, because a lot of women compare. You see, they have the saying, 40 is the new 20. No, it's not. 20 is 20 and 40 is 40. I don't know who told you that. But anyway, when you was in your 20s, you was younger, obviously. With tight skin. Your skin was nice and tight, plump.
But if they could rewind,
they would go back.
What do you think they would do? They would make different decisions.
Yeah, definitely. But your skin was tighter, nice, young, supple body. You know, everything was firmer. You know, you could command a lot from men, right? You got, should I say, constant attention. And you can kind of pick and choose because you had options when you was younger.
Yeah.
So going back to the lady again, she got a man. I don't know how long they was married for, but she got a man. She cashed out. She won.
Yeah.
She divorced in her early 40s. I'm going to keep repeating this until it gets into everyone's head, because some people it's just going to go whoosh. I'm going to keep repeating it.
Some people like to play Russian roulette.
They do.
The house always wins.
Okay, exactly. play Russian roulette all you like.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's fine. But then don't complain about the outcome.
But I think society, feminism, the elder women have told women, younger women in particular, that put your jobs, careers, and families and children and everything lost.
Mm-hmm.
And they know the outcomes of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, men can show you, you can listen to some red pill channels or some content creators, and you can say, oh, they hate women, blah, blah, blah. But if you listen carefully, is what they're saying wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to have some channels that pander to women, telling you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't hold accountability in your choices, how will you evolve and get better as a human being?
A great point. I just want to say this. In the clip for the younger generation that we listen to, there's a girl that was crying, and she was saying that she will get with a guy or link up with a guy and never get in a relationship.
Yeah.
And the guy will then move on quickly and then end up in a relationship with someone else. And what is the problem in her situation? She is a common denominator. The problem is most likely her, because she said it's happened multiple times.
But what it is more time than often, is that women value external things and they don't understand what men really want.
No.
They listen and see from TV and social media that men are expendable. I can do what I want to do, say what I want to do, say what I want to say whenever I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're not understanding what those men want.
Mm-hmm.
So if they value things that are external, which is a lost value system, what do you think those outcomes are going to be?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying, I'm going to use my body as leverage to lure men in, men's going to say, okay, I like that. But if you don't have nothing more to offer than your physicality, then what do you expect the man to do?
I think for women, you're supposed to use certain things to lure the men.
Damn right, we like that shit.
You're supposed to. Okay, say you're in your 20s or whatever. We're the best at that point, right? We're young. Like I said, our skin is tight. Everything's perky. Everything's looking good, right? You're at your best pretty much. So your physicality, you're looking good at that point.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's all you have to offer, but let's be honest. Men want women who are beautiful, have a banging body, and not that.
But in saying that, sorry, let me cut you. In saying that, right? A man will take an average-looking woman if she's peaceful, feminine, friendly, and it's a pleasure to be around.
Exactly.
These are all internal traits that men look for in women to stick around long term.
Yes. So just like the women, we have our beauty, and that's what men want. Beauty as in feminine. And obviously not overweight. You're fit.
Yeah. Your physicality plays a role, no doubt.
It plays a massive role for men.
Yeah.
Men are visual. You know, they like what they see. But just like you said, it's not just the external, it's the internal too. So he wants them to be just like what you said.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, a lot of women, some are just so delusional, and it's like, if you want a better outcome, then you seriously need to change your mentality.
Yeah, but with how women act today, listening to those women, those sob stories like in that clip, it doesn't make a man want to offer those women the 4 Ps. As in my notes here: provision, provide, protect, and procreate. Right? Now, why would a man want to give you provision or protect you or anything, right, to even procreate with you, and he's seen how you're moving? Like, is the baby even his? Because you're using your body, and you value, all you're using is your coochie. So he's assuming that child ain't mine, right? So then men want to be cool. Men actually are hardwired to get on with women. But then how they act, what's a man supposed to do? Because women can't see 80% of men.
Yeah.
They want to see men in top tier, the top 20% of men. That's who women do see. Now, those men, you have to compete for those kind of men. And some women see men as expendable, they're saying, why do I need to compete for a man when I got all these options? So then that 20%, that's why the girl was crying. So that 20% guy, maybe that was one of them, and he just smashed because she had nothing more to offer than a vajayjay.
Yeah.
Right? So why would he offer his 4Ps? It don't make any sense.
He's not going. Listen, men are not going to offer the 4Ps. Especially with modern women.
No.
They're not offering that no more.
Those women render men just to be turned off. And if he's turned off, he's turned on just by your body.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. And that's as far as it goes.
Exactly.
Sad,
Exactly.
but another thing I saw in those clips, right? So we have the older generation and the younger generation.
Yeah.
What was the same in both videos?
BS.
Yeah, but other than that,
it was
other than that,
yeah,
in both videos, these were white women complaining and saying that they can't find men.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say to the black ladies for a second.
Yeah.
We are.
This is a family discussion.
It is. We are not in the second or the first tier when it comes to pretty much everything.
The relationships and everything, yeah.
Pretty much everything. I can't even just put it down to one
You're
thing.
in the lower tiers, yeah.
We're in the lower tier. Now, black men, you are second ranked. You know you're supposed to be first, but you're you're in the second rank, right? Now, black women, we are not in second. We're not with the men. Unfortunately, that's where we're supposed to be.
So when you see white women, complaining, you know it's a problem.
Thank you. That was my whole point. Thank you. That was my whole point. If you see, when you start to see white people, right?
When you see,
this is no
when
racism
you see
or anything.
when you see middle class white people complaining
about something,
you know it's a problem.
Not just in dating, in everyday life, right?
Yeah.
When you see white people complaining about something, you know, say it's serious.
Yeah.
For when they start complaining, there's a massive issue. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying to the black ladies, the white women are complaining about certain things, right? Feminism lied to you, just to let you know that, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
And it didn't just affect black people, it affect white women as well.
Yeah, of course.
Not just black women, white
Affects
women
white
too,
people
right?
too, yeah.
So with these white women, they are going through problems. Did you not hear them? If you didn't hear it, rewind it and listen to it again, to this podcast. Listen to what the things that they were saying. Does it remind you of something you said? If that's the case, you need to change what you're doing. You need to change what you're doing. I would just say that.
It's all good. Well, anyways, we were reacting to whatever. I'm not personalizing anything we're saying to those people in the video. We're just commenting on what we see day to day, and it's about getting the conversation started anyway. But yeah, for me, I just feel that a lot of women, they were taught wrong. Older women don't show them anything, and I think women today value things that's external that men don't want, and I don't think they care what men want. But at the end of the day, by you thinking like that and having that mentality, it's not giving you the outcomes that you want anyway. You're gonna be crying like the girl on the clip.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want, then that's up to you. Not every woman wants to be in a relationship.
No.
And we're generalizing, but you know, if you want to be single, that's fine. If you want to be in a relationship, you got to say, okay, cool.
What steps do I need
Have I done the same things those women were doing? And by doing that, am I getting the outcomes that I want? And if you're not, then you need to think you're the common denominator. And I'm going to change that perspective, and I'm going to be the best version of myself. Whether I need to lose weight, whether I need to look at things differently, whether I need to be a better person, have better character, and value more internal things to make me project out to men and they can see me kind of like a peacock, right?
Yeah.
With them nice, pretty colors, right? But if men's are seeing this whole dark, gothic-y scene and they're not into that, they're just going to be turned off. So that's what I will say. And I'm pretty much done. You have anything more to add?
Yes, I agree with you 100%. If you are looking for a relationship, if you want to be single, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But if you are looking to be in a relationship, and like you said, you are doing some of the things that the women have said in the clips.
Yeah.
They've clearly gone wrong. So I'm sure you're kind of pretty much going wrong as well. So you need to change your mentality, maybe sometimes it's just you need to tweak little things here and there.
Yes, sometimes very basic.
Yeah. So it just depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for that relationship, I just suggest you just make those tweaks, change little things or whatever, and you'll get better outcome. Because I'm sure you do not want to end up like the older generation women and be lonely and miserable.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you don't want to, how they say, laugh now and then cry later. That's not what you want. But anyways, that's our thoughts on it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Much love for tuning in.
Yep.
I'm S.Banks.
And I'm JD Network.
Peace.
Peace.